Hey guys, it's Jen, that Catholic gamer. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the history of Pre-Cana. You guys seemed pretty interested in my Pre-Cana video, so I thought we would dig into it a little bit more. So first of all, the reason that it is called Pre-Cana is because obviously the town that Jesus performed the miracle of turning water into wine from John 2:11 was named Cana. So marriage prep is before the wedding, before Cana. It varies. The class itself varies from parish to parish. It usually takes around 6 months. It kind of depends on how well you know your priest and what the date is that you want to get married and whether or not you can make it work quicker. For me, we got engaged in December at Christmas, and we're getting married June 8th. So it has been 6 months. I mean, I think we told our priest, our priest knew as soon as we got home, but we started to talk about wedding dates and getting things moving at the end of January. So it varies. It depends on how well you know your priest and what your plans are. Some places allow you to do it online. My parish is not one of them, or my diocese is not one of them, not yet at least. So the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops give these must-have topics for conversation in Pre-Cana. The first is spirituality and faith, conflict resolution, careers, finances, intimacy and cohabitation, children, and commitment. There are some other topics like the ceremony and the planning, the family of origin, communication, marriage as a sacrament, sexuality, the theology of the body, which in my diocese, you have to do a separate class called God's Plan for a Joy-Filled Marriage, which I did a video on, which is based on St. John Paul II's theology of the body talks that he did. Couple prayer, unique challenges of military couples, step families, and children of divorce. There are different types of courses. There's the one-day course like I did. You can meet with your priest over a few months from time to time, meetings with a sponsor couple as a mentor. The engaged encounter, which is a 2-day encounter retreat. Sometimes, or some places you stay overnight, and some places you go back 2 days in a row. There's also the premarital inventories, such as FOCUS, which stands for Facilitating Open Couple Communication, Understanding, and Study, the Prepare Enrich, and the Catholic Couple Checkup, or the online version. Most couples have at least talked about some of these topics, so what's the point? Well, the idea is to keep those communications open. Sometimes we forget going from a single person to a couple that is now financially and sacramentally and completely together. We forget that we need to keep that communication open and that the other person doesn't necessarily know what we're thinking all the time. It's tough. So this started after World War II. It was completely flexible. Everyone did their own thing in each parish. By the 70s, the leaders of the Pre-Cana efforts knew that many divorced couples were citing that they were incompatible and thought that they could find the incompatible couples before they got married and not marry them, or convince them not to marry. It didn't work. In 1975, they rolled out sponsor couples. This seemed to be the best according to research. So just like I did, there were numerous couples that spent their time talking to us, and both one-on-one or 2-on-2, I guess, and as a group. In 1989, the role of family of origin was focused on when the psych field realize that that really influenced marriages, which makes sense. I mean, we all come from our own families that do our own things, have our own traditions, deal with that dynamic. And then now there's two people who have dealt with completely different dynamics. So talking about the family of origin and how to deal with issues that may come up because of family of origin is important. In 1995, the publication of Marriage Preparation in the Catholic Church, Getting It Right, included the things that I mentioned before: communication, role of religion and values, commitment, conflict resolution, children, roles in marriage, sex and intimacy, marriage sacraments, personality issues, finances, family planning, friends, extended family, cohabitation, compatibility and background, dual career marriage, and drugs and alcohol. So some of the things were things that I had mentioned before that are must-haves. In 2009, the U.S. bishops outlined the topics that I included earlier and said those were the important ones. Since 2009, Pope Francis and Sherry Wendell contributed strategies for the new evangelization. They are, I lost my place. In line with the role of sponsor couples. Sponsor couples are peer-to-peer ministers who can deal with the engaged where they are and build the kind of relationship necessary for making marriage prep a process called new evangelization. Sponsor couples are the only proven method of doing the kind of follow-up beyond the wedding that we know is necessary. So there we have it. That's the history and why it's really important. I mean, even if you're not Catholic and you're not going through Pre-Cana specifically, or you're getting married outside of the church, it's really important to stop and take stock of where you're at and think about these things that maybe you haven't spoken about. I mean, some of the bigger topics are things that most couples talk about before they get married, but some of the things aren't as obvious, and being able to talk to your future spouse about all of them is very important. So I hope that you guys are having a great day. I hope that everything is going well for you. I am busy with wedding prep. It's less than 3 weeks away, and I can't believe it. So if you have any questions or you want to add anything, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great day and God bless.